Well, good morning, everybody. I did that tree lounge video, which a lot of people stated they had different stands. Old Man, Lone Wolf, Summit, stuff like that. Well, now, while tree lounge, the older models are very heavy. For an all-day set, you can't beat them. Like I said, they'd be a chore to get in the woods. The older ones. Now the newer ones, the D model, of course, the D-shaped frame, they're a little bit lighter. You can deal with them a little better. But like if I was going to go for a half a morning, half or evening hunt, or hunt one spot and move over toward midday to another one and set all day, you'd want something lighter, something less cumbersome to try to get on and off the tree, which once you get used to the tree lounge, it is what it is. I mean, it's a little chore at times, but once you get the hang of it, like I say, you can't beat them. But anyhow, I got my Summit Goliath here. Let me turn this around where y'all can. That's how that would sit looking on a tree. Excuse me. That's how that would sit looking on a tree when you go to climb, because the tree is going to be bigger at the bottom than at the top, so it's going to, once it goes up, it'll level out. This stand right here is pretty light, pretty quick to put on a tree. In this stand, this one here, I had two of these. The first one I had got stole out of my truck in my driveway. Somebody felt like it was worth risking their life for, and they walked off with a nice stand. Now, I wish them all the happy hunting in the world. If you needed a stand that bad, I guess so you figured that's the way you could get it. But anyhow, with this stand, this is the second seat, and I've had this stand here 15 years. This one, I think 15 years. It's been a while, but I done, I put some skid stuff on here. This is old sticky stuff that you put on to give you more traction. And I put it there and on the side where you can see where I put it. Because a lot of times I step on this here and step over the thing to get in there. And it just keep from my foot slipping. This is the second seat. I'm wanting to say this is the second or third cable I replaced. And the other ones were fine. They got where they were separating way back here. And instead of using that, I just went ahead and replaced the cables. I think they're like $40, I think. Now that tree lounge, this is what I'm talking about. This is what it does to the tree. With this cable, it won't do that to a pine or whatever. The only bad thing about this is a little touch and this thing will slide real quick. So, but once you get up in the stand and got weight on it, it ain't going nowhere. And I think that's with any stand, except for the old Baker stands. They had that metal bar, and I think we all know how they do. Because when they first come out, it wasn't nothing but this right here, a foot piece, a little platform, the bar that swung around, and you hugged the tree and went up. And then when you got up there, you turn around and sat down on the platform. At least that's what I did. Well, the bad thing about that is when that goes to sliding, there ain't no stopping it. And you make the mistake of trying to hug that tree and you get that belly rash, which I have done. But this stand here is pretty comfortable, very mobile. It ain't so heavy that you get in and out. And on any stand, any climbing stand, any of them. This is what I call the hay dummy ropes, especially this. That way, and I've had the other stand, not this one, but the other one, before I done this dropped down. Then they hit the ground. So I'm sitting up here on this bar. Luckily, me and a hunting partner I was limbing a tree up to get up in a tree, and I probably wasn't no higher than that limb right there. And I was gonna go on up, but that's just where the foot piece fell. And luckily, I had some rope on me. I dropped down the rope. He tied it off. I pulled it back up. So from there on out, every one of my stands, that's a lot of rope. And that could be, shortened up, but this helps tie the stand off too. So, but I call that the hay dummy rope. Because if that happens to you, and the ones that, it's gonna be honest about it, it did happen to them. You sitting up in that tree, oh heck, about as high as them limbs right up there, and that piece is sitting down here. First thing that runs through your mind is, dang, I feel like a dummy. That's why it's the hay dummy rope. Especially if you see somebody going through the woods and they're going up a tree and you see it and they ain't got, hey dummy, where's your rope? But anyhow, even on the tree lounge, with its amazing tree gripping ability, it has straps to keep the bottom piece, cause that tree lounge, that bottom piece will slide down quick when there ain't no weight on it. But that's what I use right there when I go for a midday or a half a day hunt, either or in the evenings or in the mornings. And I got these little threads here I leave hanging, because they can get down here and help you which way the wind's blowing. Might have to wet them to keep them getting stuck to the metal, but it kind of helps out. I had one probably broke off. I had one in the middle here. I'd hang it down here and I could look, see which way the wind was blowing. But it's a comfortable stand. You can adjust the seat to either or, and they come with all kind of upgrades. They got a seat that covers all this, and it's like you're just sitting in a little nest. They got a rifle holder that you can put on the side or in the front, which I get up there, I just lay my rifle right across here. I set low enough where the rifle's sitting right there, no problems. I fell asleep in that stand, which after I woke up didn't feel too comfortable about, but I mean, it didn't go nowhere. But you can stand up in it. It's quiet, don't creak and pop and crack. But like I say, you can lower these, raise them, lower the foot piece, raise the foot piece, just to get you in your comfortable position. It also comes with a bow holder that clamps right in here and holds out to the side, and it'll work either or, whether you're left or right-handed. They make, I think they call it the Titan, and I looked at the measurements. And one of the guys down at the hunting farm, the hunting lease, he's got one, and that's on, I'm gonna tell you, it's wide. It'll be great for a big guy. Give you plenty of room. This one here gives me plenty. I've had, hang on, let me think here now. The one that got stole out of the back of my truck wasn't the Goliath, it was the Summit Viper. Yep, when they first come out, I think it was the heavy one. Yep, that's what it was. I was thinking I had two of these Goliaths, but no, that was a Summit, the Viper, the heavy one. And I got this one. So the Summit Viper was more compact. You didn't have this bit of room here. So that's the one that got stole. But this thing, like I say, it's quiet. I have deer up under me, stood up on this platform, got out of this seat, stood on this platform. They never knew I was there. Just with this one, when I stand up in it, I'm a little more cautious about moving around. Unlike in the tree lines, I'll just stand up on that bow adapter and I really don't give it a second thought. Now, I mean, I don't go square dancing in it, but this one you be a little more particular about, your movement. But the bad thing is I really ain't ran into a lot of bad things. If you don't put this on here, these are slippery. The heck, other than that, it ain't that much that I would say is bad about this stand. It holds the tree once you bite in. It holds it pretty good. The seat, if you leave it outside, is going to be prone to any kind of material that you leave outside. It's going to get faded. It's going to get weather rot. Squirrels and rats and stuff like that will chew into it and make a nest in there. But yeah, it's a good stand. At all the stands I've ever owned, is like I said, the tree lines is number one for us. Safety, holding ability, and stuff like that. That right there is real close to it. But these stands, this little lever pulls down, and them bolts in that cable, you push it forward. It's got that slot right there. It comes out of that slot and then slides out. The rest of that cable slides down inside to the stand itself. They're real easy to put on, real easy to take off. And then the foot piece, is it the foot piece? Yeah, the foot piece I think slides into this. Yeah, foot piece slides into this. You take that seat and it slides the little cleats down here. I'm pointing and not even showing y'all. This part here slides in to this part here, and then you just tie it off. And them back straps right there, I turn mine upside down because I notice when I'm walking, this will hit the back of my legs, my calves, catch into my boot. So I turn it where these are facing up, run them all the way in. And I don't get hung up on stuff like that. I mean, I don't walk through the thickest thicket, but walking through the woods, you don't get hung up all that bad on it. If you got it set on your back, that sticks out just above your head, which if you walking through the woods, you ain't gonna just be running into tree limbs and stuff, which I wouldn't think, but hey. But that, doing it where I carry it with these facing up instead of down, and this stuff here is the only modification I've done to it. I think that Viper actually came with a cord that went from here. Well, it's this cord, but this cord's kind of fraying too. But I was sitting there looking at it, didn't even see it. That's bad when you're looking at the thing, at the trees, or looking at the forest and can't see it for the trees, however that saying goes. But that's a pretty dang good stand. If you don't want to put the money, I think over $300, maybe closer to $4 for this stand brand new, which is about the same as the tree lounge when they was out. And at tree lounge, you get all the accessories with it. It would go up in price with weight. I think this stand here weighs 21 pounds, I believe, if I ain't mistaken. And that other one was close to 26 to 28 pounds, almost the same weight as a tree lounge. But that's my actual, like if I'm going midday or the half a day hunts or be on the move, that's the stand I use right there. I found me a spot and I'm gonna sit there all day, or a good portion of the day. That tree lounge is gonna get put on the tree. But there it is. Let me know if y'all found something wrong with these stands. Y'all like them, don't like them. Let me know. Put it in the comment. There might be something I'm just overlooking. But so far, that stand there has been through many a woods and went up a lot of trees. And I ain't had no problems with it yet. Slipping, like I say, that Viper, the first time it slipped, I didn't have the hay dummy rope on. I don't know what happened. I cut that limb, raised that up. I didn't have these on the back of my feet. And I raised it up and I set up on the bar back here. I don't know if I hit it or what, but it don't take much and they'll fall. Of course, now got your weight in there, it ain't going nowhere. I mean, every stand's like that though. Once you take the weight off the front, they'll slide, they'll fall. So, except for that dang baker. Oh Lordy. But nowadays, these stands, as long as you got that weight in the front where it's supposed to be, you pretty much well okay. But I would say, no matter what stand you're in, even in a tree lounge, make sure you have a safety vest connecting you to this tree. A lot of people say, man, that's going to leave you hanging in a tree. Well, I would rather hang in a tree and work my way to turn around that high up and then skim me down the tree than to be that high up and all of a sudden next minute down here with broke bones and stuff. Always wear a safety belt. Your safety vest, safety belt, however, whatever you want to put on there. Because that ground don't play. Oh Lordy. And I'll say I have done some really stupid things in this stand by getting up there and it not being just right. And I say, well, what I can do is I can because it get where it's leaning down too far. And what I have done, and I'm gonna tell y'all now, please don't do it. I have laid across about 30 foot up in there, 20 to 30 foot up in there, and laid across this section here. Laid across it. Reached over. Pulled this up and ran that one on in to get it where I could go up a little bit higher. And the whole time I'm laying across that, I'm thinking, this ain't This ain't the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. And it's easier to come down or just stop right there and hunt than it is to do something stupid and end up in the hospital. Which the good Lord has watched over me doing stupid stuff like that. I have always kept him on his toes. And I think when I go to a tree to get up in a tree, or just about anything I do, the good Lord says, yeah, let me put an eye on this one, because he's prone to do some really stupid stuff. Which I appreciate him watching out for me like that. But put your safety belt on, your vest, whatever you want to call it. You put that on when you get up on that tree. You know, a lot of people say, well, I ain't gonna do all that trouble, you know, putting a vest on and then here at the ground and then connect to the tree and then climb and then have to move that belt up and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Your family would rather you do that than they come see you in the hospital or had to put you in the ground. It don't take that much more time. Slow yourself down, make it where you can get back home to your family and not have to worry about things. And that's one of the main things I don't like about this stand. Right there. Made in China. Of course, that's with anything nowadays. But that's it. The Summit Goliath. Like I said, if y'all like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. You don't hurt my feelings. Just don't get rude about the comments. You know, just, you know. And if you're going to say it's junk, like with Spy Point, the cameras and stuff like that, if you're going to go through the trouble of saying it's junk, tell me why it's junk. I mean, don't just say it's junk and that's it. I mean, you may not like the way it sits. That's personal preference. If there's a reason why it's junk, please tell me. Let people know. But that's it. Hope y'all enjoy these videos. And we'll keep making them. Till then, y'all be kind to one another. Remember, God loves you. Till the next one.